All right. Ready?
Football talk
Table
after
talk.
dark.
After
After
dark.
dark.
Yeah. After hours, a little
Screw
nighttime recording for
Pac-12
you
after.
guys.
Screw Pac-12 after dark. Table talk after dark. That's what I've been waiting for all day
Yeah. Hey. After hours action here for you guys today.
on Tuesday.
Yeah, on a Tuesday night. We had a big Tuesday, NFL wise. We'll get towards that a little later in the
We
episode.
did. It
But
was an interesting
it was
Tuesday,
it was a
honestly.
weird
It was a big
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It
It
was a
was a
weird
big
Tuesday. Because why? Like everybody just woke up and decided to change things up, I guess.
It's a
Um,
trade for people. Who knows?
hey, I'm okay with it though. A little entertainment during my study sessions during the day.
That's
Um,
true.
that's cool. It's cool. So let's talk about the Tigers for a brief second. Out of the playoffs, lost to the Guardians. It wasn't even a good game, that last one.
It wasn't. I didn't
Um,
even watch it.
I,
Did
I
you?
watched, yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Really?
It was not good. So I was
Yeah.
upset. I listen, I'm not that upset though, because we exceeded my expectations for the year. Um,
I agree.
truly did better than we thought. Like we had what, like a 0.5% chance to make the playoffs at one
Point
point in time.
two.
Point
Point
0.2.
two.
That's
August.
crazy.
I think August 11th or 12th, 0.2% chance of making the playoffs. We made the AL DS. So
No, yeah, listen,
game five of
exceeded
the
my
AL DS.
expectations by a
Should
lot.
have. We
So
did.
I just hope that stays consistent next year. I
It's
think
not, but
I think
I feel like the way we won this time wasn't. It's not going to be sustainable.
no, I
Honestly,
agree. I think our young guys though got some great experience. It'll help their development a
100%.
ton. I think we got
Yeah,
to get Javi Baez out of here.
yeah. Get him out.
He was
Get
kind of
him
a
out.
cancer this year. And he's been a cancer
Give,
kind of since he's been.
give,
I've seen those
give
jokes online
school.
of him like swinging at air. And it's like I could go do that. I'll do it for half the cost in all honesty. So sign me. Like
Free.
I might not have won a World Series with the Cubs, but I'll do it for free. Shit.
Give Scooble a
Um,
blank check and tell him to write whatever he wants on it.
honestly, as long as Scooble doesn't leave, I'll be content. I don't know if you saw today, they said Jake Roberts is a Golden Glove
Mm-hmm.
contender. So I'm hoping he gets that. He
For
did
catcher, right?
a great
Yeah,
job this year. Yep.
he did a really
Um,
good job.
and then on the Yankees, I know Volpe's a Golden Glove contender as well, but we're not going to talk about that. Um, but yeah, no. Red Wings so far, 1-2. Not a hot
Yay.
start, but listen, those will start slow. They'll start slow. It's cool. As long as they bounce
Yeah.
back. That's all that matters.
Yeah, my playoff time. That's it.
When the Red Wings are good, hockey is good. It really is.
We signed Kane again, right?
Yep. Kaner's
Oh,
back.
great.
We got
Sensation.
Raymond
It's
back.
like the
We got
only Red
Cider
Wing.
back. We got
It's like,
everybody. Um,
really, Kane's like the only Red Wing I really truly know about, honestly.
yeah. You
I
probably
don't really
know
pay
Alex
attention. Sorry,
DeBrincat
guys. I'm not a
too.
hockey guy. I'm
DeBrincat
not a hockey.
also, he played with Kane for a while.
No.
But he's in our first game, he scored 2 goals. I did watch that for a second, but yeah, that's about that for Detroit sports, not related to football. Um,
Or basketball.
and we don't need to talk about that. Actually, I do want to mention real quick, head coach JB Bickerstaff. I think that's our head coach, right? Um, implemented a new rule. I like it.
What's
It's
the
going
new
back
one?
to old school basketball. No
What's the
sweatshirts
new
on the
one?
sidelines, no hoods in practice, no hoods coming into the arena. He wants it very, he said, we're building a mindset of practice how you play here. And I like it. It's trying to give us an identity to arguably one of the worst rebuilds ever in history of basketball. Um,
100%.
a rebuild that's been ongoing since 2004, essentially. I mean, that's the last time they won anything, and it's kind of all gone downhill since then. I mean,
What was the record? What was the record for losses in a row that we beat last year? Or that we have
it was
currently?
like 23 or 24, some ridiculous number like that.
Let's
And
one up it, Sam. Let's just one up
that
it.
one up it, yeah. No. How about we get more wins this year? Let's
I
get
hope
10
so.
wins.
We'll
No,
probably
we,
still
we
finish
talked about
below
this the other
500.
day. I think they can be a 500 team.
They'll be below. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be like a 400, 450. I
I
don't know, five.
disagree. I think there's a lot of depth this year. We got a lot of veteran. We brought in Tobias Harris. We brought in Malik Beasley. So that is some veteran leadership right there. Malik Beasley, I think, has a ring with the Bucks. Um, so we brought in some guys to help. We brought in Paul Reed, who is a former Philadelphia 76er, big man. I'm high on him. He's kind of a small big man, but he's a good big man. Um, definitely some bright spots this year, I think.
Yeah, we'll
coming
see.
into
I
the
don't know
season.
if you just triple or quadruple your wins in one season. Maybe you do. I don't know, but I don't just.
Crazier things have happened, honestly. Really,
Yeah.
it's just I can leave it at that. But let's get into college football. We're not going to talk too much about it today, but I do want to touch on a couple things, and I know you do as well. You want to start off?
Yeah. Don't ever bet against LSU at home at night.
I
Ever.
agree.
Don't ever bet against LSU at Death Valley at night. Are you stupid? That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard people say. Why
I
would you
agree.
ever bet against LSU at night? Unless you're Bama with Nick Saban. I don't know. That's the only
That's
time,
true.
time I can think
That's
of.
true.
Now,
I
but
had I had some
LSU
people
last night.
I had some people hating on my LSU pick. They thought
No,
they thought I was going crazy. They thought
yeah,
that they
no,
were
they're
hating on me,
tripping.
honestly.
Tell them to go see the
I'm just
nearest
playing,
doctor.
but no, listen, Ole Miss is still looking good. I think Ole Miss is going to start a run. Um,
They're out the playoff race, in
they're
my
out the
opinion.
playoffs, but I still think they could
Yeah,
have a great rest of the season. And that's a
they
win
have
in
a
my
hard
book.
schedule. They have a hard
Yeah,
schedule.
that's true. But LSU is looking great. I mean, they won 29-26.
One
So it
of
was a
three
really close game.
teams, one of three teams still undefeated in conference play in the SEC. LSU,
SEC football is a
Texas,
hard football to play, let alone be
LSU,
undefeated.
Texas, and guess who's the third team still undefeated in conference play
Who's
in
third
the
team?
SEC? Texas A&M.
A&M's undefeated. I didn't know that.
In
Wow.
SEC conference play, in SEC
Yeah,
conference play. Yeah.
that shocks me
They
a little
lost.
bit, but
They did lose at home to a team that lost to a MAC school though, so
yeah. Yeah.
just saying.
Um,
We'll put it out there.
yeah, no. Let's get into the game of the week, I thought. Oregon, Ohio State, because wow. I mean, Will Howard choked
That was
like you've never seen before.
yeah, that was pretty bad.
I think something needs to happen there for a conversation
Sold
wise.
my pick. Sold my
Um,
pick.
yeah, me too. But no, Oregon won by 1 point, which is
One
crazy.
That
One
is
point. It was
crazy.
32-31. Jeez. Um, really thought Oregon was going to lose. I didn't think it would be that close, but I thought it'd be a field
Me
goal.
neither.
One
Yeah, I
point is
thought they were going to
crazy.
lose too.
That's
Yeah, one
unheard,
point
almost
is
unheard of in
wild.
college football, unless they shank the
The
kicker.
last,
But
yeah, like it's like a last
jeez.
play.
Um,
I didn't watch much of the game though, so I
no,
can't
I,
give
I watched a
too
little
much
bit, not too much, but
analysis. Okay.
I still thought I was shocked when I was getting the score updates.
Yeah, it was back and forth. There was
It
a bunch of
was,
lead
it was, it was a good,
changes.
it was a
It was
great
a great
game.
game to watch. I'm not gonna lie, it was a great game to
Yeah,
watch. They
absolutely.
really did. Oregon really shut down Henderson and Judkins though in terms of running. I
Yeah,
don't think either
no,
of them had more than like 50 yards rushing, if
no, I
that.
was looking at the game stats and nothing really stood out to me to be that impressive.
Yeah,
From like other than the quarterbacks, obviously. I mean, Will Howard selling the game kind of lost interest for me in his stats, but yeah. So Texas beat Oklahoma though.
Texas whooped Oklahoma, and
Whooped.
everyone saw that coming.
Red
I
River
saw that
rivalry,
coming.
right?
Yeah, Red River rivalry.
34 to 3.
Yeah, that
Jeez.
was bad. That was really bad.
So is Oklahoma on the downfall here? I remember South Carolina used to be good, Auburn used to be really good, but those schools have
Yeah,
kind of been on the downfall lately. You think Oklahoma's going to follow that?
I think so. They
Yeah,
have, I don't know. I haven't watched much of Oklahoma, but
me
they
neither.
can't win these big games. At least with Lincoln Riley, they were, easily
They
winning
had a
the
good
Big 12.
offense. They
Yeah,
had
they had a
great
great
offense.
offense, at least a sustainable defense, but they were consistently winning the Big 12. They were consistently beating Texas, consistently making the playoff. That was a 14 playoff even
Yeah,
then. But Brett Venables, I think it was the DC that came over from Clemson during their little run, their tenure of beating Bama a couple times and
I
stuff like
gotcha.
that.
With like Trevor
Um,
Lawrence that era.
yeah, that era. So yeah, him and even Deshaun Watson era.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. That guy.
but yeah, Oklahoma, they wanted to join the SEC. Texas looks like they're meant to be in the SEC right
They
now.
do. They are
Oklahoma,
playing some SEC football lately.
they are. Oklahoma
Um,
looks like they should have stayed in the Big 12.
yeah,
But they've definitely been out of playoff contention.
I agree.
So I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
what we'll see. But yeah, I could have, but yeah, I saw my eyes closed. Texas would have won like convincingly. So
yeah. And then the last little game I added here was Illinois barely beating Purdue. And I know last week we were kind of hating on Purdue a little bit. But
I think we all like I said unanimous was like next one. We all know we were picking
nope,
next
yep.
one.
Um,
And anyway,
they went up
if
and
I'm
dropped
Illinois
49.
coach, if I'm Illinois coach, the edge. either yesterday. I would have ran them to the ground. Zach knows what the edge
Man,
is.
I'm making them do Miami drills. I'm making them
Zach knows
do
what the edge
down
is. They don't
backs.
know
I'm
what
making them do every known
the
condition
audience doesn't know what the edge is. And
in the
Zach,
book.
explain what the edge is to the audience.
So for you guys that don't know, this was a conditioning drill we did our senior year of high school football, where essentially, if this is the football field, looks like this. You'll start
Yeah.
in this corner,
Hmm.
sprint across, jog down, sprint across to this little corner over here, and then you'll jog back. And you just do that until the coach is satisfied.
Yeah,
And
pretty much. It was
I
awful.
think we ended up doing it for like 20 straight minutes, and it was terrible.
Yeah, it was
Um,
pretty bad. But it definitely showed we saw results. Every
it
game,
did, it
we were the
did.
most conditioned. We didn't feel that tired.
I gotta say, our
I
senior year,
hated
I
every
think I
moment.
was in the best, like conditioning wise, best
Yeah,
shape. Um, I was never tired in a single game, which is crazy to me.
ever.
I'd come home and be perfectly fine. I could do my homework. I could do whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't end up doing homework. It was a Friday night. Let's be honest. But
Thanks.
no, yeah, the fact that that was even an option on because I remember like freshman, sophomore, even a little JV year, or junior year, I was gassed after some of these games. You know, it was hard football, but we
Yeah,
were
it was.
just so in shape compared to the other guys that listen, it worked out, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, that they need to run that. And and then I want to talk about our picks. Shout out Parker. He went 11-1, which is just
Targeted,
insane.
absurd.
I was
You should
texting
have picked.
I was texting in the
Should have
group
picked
chat.
him.
I said guest picker this week is a guy we found off the street. He said he knew ball. Found him in the woods. He does in fact know ball. So might have to bring him back another time just to get some college football picks again out of him. Because
Yeah, I need to do better.
geez,
He killed us. He killed us.
he
Our own
did.
show, Zach. He killed
I
us in our own
know.
show.
I know he has the best record on the show, and here we are.
Disrespect.
I did
Disrespect.
go 10-2 last week.
That was a good record too. I did
Good
awful.
record. You had a little rough week, but
Eight
you
and
made up
four.
for it with your NFL picks.
I
We'll get to
did.
that in a
I
second.
did.
Um,
That's all that matters.
yeah, listen, it's all about the comeback, right? Next week. Next week.
Yeah.
That's what they taught us when we played football. It's not about this week, it's about the next week. Because once you're done with the week, it's over. It's in the back of your
Yeah.
mind. You
Pretty
can't
much.
think about it. Even like quarterbacks when they throw a pick, it's always about the next play then. You
Yeah. 100%.
can't dwell on the past. So,
Can't
with
do
that
it.
being said, let's get to the future here and get our picks for college football this week.
Another great week of college football too.
We do. There are
In my
some great
opinion.
matchups in here.
Some great
Some
games.
teams that should not be ranked playing some ranked teams. We'll get to that when we get there. But first pick is Auburn at 19, Missouri. Evan, I'll let you go first here.
Uh, yeah. If you think I'm trusting Peyton Thorne at Missouri, give me Missouri, please.
I just want to
Take Missouri.
I just gotta say I don't know how he's still in college football. I mean, he's not a good quarterback. We saw that here
He's
in
old
Michigan
as
State.
dirt. Yeah, he's old
I
as
don't know how he
dirt, bro.
upgraded from Michigan
You
State because
think they were calling for his
I would
head in
consider
Auburn?
Auburn an upgrade, right?
No, it's not. They
No,
were they were calling for his head in Auburn. Like
that's true. No,
it was
I just meant
crazy.
like in terms of competition at the time, Auburn had better competition. SEC football is harder than Big Ten football at the time.
Yeah, I don't know why he
Now
whatever.
it might be better. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised he went to an SEC school. That's all I got there. But on that note, I'm also picking Missouri. They've looked
Missouri.
pretty good this year, and I'm
Yeah,
rocking
yeah,
with
they
them.
do.
So next up, we got Virginia at 10, Clemson.
Clemson still is very well alive in the playoff race, honestly.
Yeah,
Besides that one loss to Georgia, they've looked pretty good. I want to see how they do against another opponent, maybe not similar to Georgia, because Georgia can be in a different level
yeah.
sometimes, but at least like somewhat to that statue. Like honestly, so they have Virginia this week, Louisville, Virginia Tech, Pitt, Citadel, and South Carolina. Those are all Pitt might
Well,
be a
I'll
different
accept
one.
one of those. I've never heard of
Yeah,
Citadel before,
I
but
agree. Yeah, Pitt
um,
at Pitt. I think that's a win out to go, but that's a
ooh,
very winnable schedule.
Pitt's
Yeah,
that's gonna be a good game against
it's
Pitt.
gonna be a great game. And it's at Pittsburgh too, so that's gonna be a hard one.
It
But
is.
yeah, give me. I like Clemson, Virginia. I don't.
No,
Go
I
basketball season. I
listen.
don't.
I
Virginia.
completely agree.
Yeah,
Virginia, I've never known to be good at college football. Um,
ever, ever.
I'm sure they have some good recruits coming out of Virginia, but
They
no,
don't stay home.
they do not. Or maybe they a little bit. They go to Virginia Tech though. Uh,
Yeah, Virginia Tech's not too
But
much better.
back in the day, Virginia Tech was kind of nice. So
Enter
when we were growing
Sandman.
up,
One of
I
the
love
best
that.
college traditions, though.
One of
That
the
is a
best
cool
college
tradition.
traditions.
That's a cool
So
tradition.
on that note, give me Clemson. And then as a little mix up, I added a new matchup here, a conference I don't think we've really talked about. Um, the MAC. We got a little rivalry action going on in the season. Central Michigan at Eastern Michigan. Um, I'm just gonna be flat out here. I picked Central Michigan. I have really no real reason. I toured there when I was looking at colleges.
Mhm.
Decent campus. I don't know, kind of a lame city, I thought, but give me Central Michigan.
Give me Central Michigan too. My cousin goes there, so I'll go Central.
I like it. I mean, I only added it because it was a rivalry game, but I thought,
Battle for the Mitten Trophy.
yeah, between them and then Western, I guess. I don't
I
really know how
completely
that
made that.
works. Is it just
I completely made that
outright
up. I don't
winners
know.
or
I made up the Mitten Trophy. I completely made it up. I'm
no?
sorry,
They,
guys.
they, they have like a little trophy. It's like the Michigan mitten.
Oh, it is? But who
Yeah,
wins it between Western, Eastern, and Central? Like, what
I,
do they all beat each
I
other
think
in?
that I think it's just who has the outright um like if you beat both of them, you get it.
Yeah, but
Um,
what if everyone beats one?
I don't know. Maybe I'll
Best
look that up
record?
for next episode. I don't know. I
Best
don't get an
record, I
answer for
guess.
that one in all honesty.
Yeah.
But next matchup I want to talk about real quick is Army. Army has looked amazing this year.
Undefeated.
As well as Navy, but Army is looking great. Um, honestly, in my opinion, should be ranked a little higher. I think 23 is not really doing them justice. They've been balling. They play Eastern Carolina at home this week. Evan, who are you picking here?
It should be BTA. Give me Army. Army's looked really good this year.
I
And I
agree.
can't believe I'm saying this, but Army Navy game this year might actually look somewhat
I
decent.
listen.
I
I don't
might
normally
watch
watch the
it.
Army Navy game, but this year I think I will. Honestly,
Did you know that now because Army and Navy they used to be independents. Now
yeah,
that they're in a conference, they and I think in the same conference, there's a very good chance they play each other back to back weeks. The Army
I
Navy
saw
game
that.
and in the conference championship.
There's even a hypothetical I saw where they play each other back to back to back weeks, where they play Army Navy week,
Yeah,
they play conference championship, and then they play playoffs as well,
that'd be
which
insane.
would be crazy. It's
That'd
not
be
going to
absolutely
happen.
that'd be ridiculous. It's not, but that'd be
But I could see
ridiculous.
them playing back to back, which would be unheard of, honestly, in college football. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
that would be crazy. Next game is just a little Big Ten action. Still not used to
Mhm.
saying Big Ten for UCLA, but UCLA plays at Rutgers.
UCLA is absolutely horrendous. They are getting pummeled on every side of the ball. They are just bad. They have to travel across the country to play a Rutgers team. Shiano has them with only one loss this year. Give me Rutgers at home convincingly. Rutgers by 14. UCLA is awful.
I agree. Rutgers breeds angry running backs, in my opinion. They got Pacheco. Their current
Mhm.
running back, I'm forgetting his name at the moment, but
Hey,
he
no,
is
no, who he
they
is.
run
Heroes.
angry. They run
It's
with purpose and they run through the guy.
through your
And on that
face.
note, give me Rutgers as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Next up, we got a lot of picks this week for college football. I just want to point out we got like 12 matchups, I think.
Awesome.
So we're almost halfway, but six Miami, Florida at Louisville. Louisville's no longer ranked. They dropped out, but what you thinking?
I like the U. I think they walk into Louisville, get a dub.
Little U?
If SMU could do it, give me Miami to do it as well. Another test, but
I,
I do think they have to be. They can't overlook Louisville though. They're still a pretty good team. They
yeah,
almost beat Notre Dame. They let SMU beat them, but I like Miami coming off a bye week. Cam Ward's rested. He continues his Heisman campaign. Give me
yeah,
Miami.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Listen, Miami has looked amazing this year. They really have. They look they look like one of the teams to beat, honestly. I think they're going to
Yeah,
even do
that's true.
something in the playoffs here, but
I think six
I-
is a little low for them.
give
To
me
be
the U.
undefeated, I think six is a little low, in my opinion. This
I
is me.
agree, honestly, because I mean, I don't know. I honestly would have dropped. I would have rather dropped Ohio State a little lower if that meant Miami, Florida got up. Even though Miami lost to, or not Miami, Ohio State lost to a great Oregon team. I still think Miami, Florida is a great team to be undefeated, and at six is a little low.
I put
Uh,
Miami over a team that lost to Vanderbilt, but we're not going to talk about that.
no, we won't talk about it.
Michigan and Illinois coming up next.
So listen, 24 Michigan should not be ranked. In
at all.
all honesty, you know it, I know it, the world knows it.
Yeah, they're really
College
bad.
football AP poll committee is a joke.
Yeah,
They
they're
should not be
awful.
ranked. 22 Illinois. They've looked good this year. They really have. High scoring game last week, but listen, I hate what I'm about to say. I hate these words about to come out of my mouth, but I'm picking scum.
You love
I'm
it.
picking
You
I do not love it. I hate it.
love it.
Um, but I'm kind of pulling it out of your boat here. I think I'm gonna pick Michigan to win because I want Illinois to win. That's the reasoning for my pick. I just want to make that very clear. I think
I'm doing
Illinois
the same
looked
thing.
great with Altmaier. I think that's his name at quarterback.
Yeah.
He's been balling. Um, and I really don't like much about Scum, but I'm gonna pick them this week.
Illinois is going to win this game. That's why I'm picking Michigan so they can win this game. My reverse psychology. What did Desmond do when USC played Michigan? I'm doing that. And when I said the same thing when Michigan traveled out to Washington. I said Michigan
Yeah,
will
you
win it.
did.
Just what I'll sacrifice a pick any day. If that means Michigan can lose, I'll sacrifice a pick twice a day, three times on
Listen,
Saturdays.
honestly, I'd rather lose every single matchup here in Michigan lose than
100%.
we
It's
might
at
set the
Illinois
record.
too.
Might have to do something
Illinois
special if
too.
we don't get a single pick right at some point this year. That'd be a little
Yeah.
fun thing to do. But yeah, no, give me unfortunately scum.
Yeah.
Little Big Ten, more Big Ten action. Nebraska at 16, Indiana. What you thinking? Nebraska looked good earlier in the year.
Yeah. Until Illinois came and put the belt on them. Um,
Yep.
Indiana is undefeated, which is pretty
I did
crazy to
not realize
say.
that.
They're undefeated and only at 16. I will say they haven't played too many people. If you look at their schedule, sorry, FIU, Western Illinois, UCLA, Charlotte, Maryland, and Northwestern. Nebraska really will probably be their first real test. It
I
is at
100%.
home. It is at home. I love Indiana's head coach. I don't know if you saw his yeah, you saw it. He
I know
said, "I
exactly where
win
you're going with
games.
this.
Google me. Google me." Yeah, everyone should be Googling him. He's gonna win this game too. Give me Indiana in
I
a
like it.
close one though. They're not gonna blow out. It's not gonna be like a 41-24. Well, they scored against FIU. It was like 77. Oh, sorry, Western Illinois, 77-3. Yeah, give me Indiana to win at home by touchdown against
By
Nebraska in
touchdown.
the first real test of the year.
So I think Indiana's looked amazing this year. I really have. With that being said, though, I think fake Patrick Mahomes he's looked great as well. And I think
Yeah.
Nebraska, while they beat Colorado, they beat some of these other teams. They've had a little stretch here where it's not looked too hot. I think they bounce back this week. I think they beat Indiana. But I think it'll be
Okay.
close. I think it'll be by a touchdown field goal. Really, really
Yeah,
close.
touchdown. Okay.
So give me Nebraska.
Bet.
Yep.
Here we go.
You want it?
Bama, Bama and Tennessee at Rocky Top in Neyland at night. You know, what happened the last time Bama visited Tennessee at night? It was different circumstances. You know, Hendon Hooker was there and Jalen Hyatt. Who
Yep.
you got, Zach? Number 7, Alabama against number 11, Tennessee at Tennessee.
Listen, at night is a scary any at night in a lot of these SEC schools is a scary place to play.
It is.
It really is. It's not like that in the Big Ten. I will confidently say at night at USC, I'm really not too worried. The
Penn State
only
and Ohio State, maybe.
I was just about to say Penn State might be the number one scariest place in the Big Ten to play at
Yeah.
night, especially if it's a whiteout game. Oh my God,
100%. Yeah.
it's such a disadvantage at then for the other school. Tennessee's looked good this year. They really have. Bama, I think, is looking for a little get back, though. I'm a sucker for Jalen Milroe and Ryan Williams. I'm a huge fan of them. So give me Bama. I'm rocking with the Tide
Yeah.
still. You?
Okay. Bama, no, I'm going opposite here. I'm going Tennessee at home at night, Neyland. Hopefully they stripe the stadium. I'm putting my trust in Nico this week, but
Okay.
good
Nico
this
is
year.
looking great on a separate
He
note,
is
real
looking
quick.
great. I know they had that
Underrated.
loss to Arkansas. I get it. You know, Arkansas is not the best team in the world, but Vanderbilt is awful. They
Yeah.
almost let South Carolina beat them last week at home against what I thought they should have beat them convincingly after coming off that loss to Vandy.
I agree.
Bama, the Georgia win, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say that was a fluke, but like, and you can't deny it. Like, it's Georgia. I understand you're
Oh,
at home
yeah.
and stuff, but it's just, I
I,
don't
I
know.
will say, I think Bama, how do I say this? That I think they are a great team.
Great team. Mhm.
I don't think they're top four in college football.
Yeah, yeah, they're
And
secondary
I
offensive.
think they'll make a run in the playoffs, but I don't think it'll be a deep one if they get like that bye. But
I
it's
think
not looking good right
Tennessee
now.
I think Tennessee ends Bama's playoff run right here, and they beat them at home.
Okay.
At Tennessee, at
Okay.
Tennessee,
I like it. A little diversity in our picks.
yep, a little bit. Yeah, LSU number 8 coming off the nice home victory against Ole Miss at home at Arkansas, the team who beat Tennessee. Who you guys at?
I think this should be a no-brainer. I really do. I'm rocking with the Tigers. Give me LSU.
Yeah, I'm with you. LSU. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Just give me LSU.
No debate. I like it. I do
No
like it.
debate.
You want it? You were talking about it earlier.
I was talking about it earlier. You know why? Because my pick is not going to be what people think. All right. Georgia is going to walk into Texas in their first real game. I'm sorry, their second real game of the season. They did travel up to Ann Arbor to beat a top 10 Michigan team. I lied. But yeah, give me Texas. Like I said, they're good. I think they're great. And right now, it's kind of undeniable that they're quote unquote maybe the best team in the country when you just look at who, they're undefeated, they're in the SEC, but this is going to be Texas' first real test of the season, and this will determine because right now, Texas is the one team in college football who you can say kind of they are even the best team in college football. But I think you can undeniably say that if they win this game against Georgia, I think Georgia walks into Austin and teaches them a lesson. Give me Texas. I'm sorry, Georgia. I'm tripping.
I was like,
Give me Georgia. Give me Georgia. Unorthodox. At night, at home in Austin. I think Georgia has something to prove. I think Georgia gets back to winning. I think just yeah, I like Georgia, bro. I like Georgia. It's like Georgia. Give me Georgia,
so
bro.
you had all that build up.
I know. And I said Texas.
Oh, man, you had me going. You had me thinking for a minute. You had me going. But with that being said, I still think Texas, like you said, is going to be the team to beat. I think this is going to be some fireworks on both the defensive and offensive side. I think it's going to be a great game. This might be
Oh
the
yeah.
best game of the year, honestly, which is crazy to
Yeah.
say because we've seen some great games already this year. But I'm picking Texas. I still think their depth and positions go deeper than Georgia. And Georgia
Yeah.
obviously has some great depth, but they've struggled with off-field issues, you know. I mean,
That's
I
true.
just saw another guy got arrested like earlier this week or last week. But like, listen, I don't know what's going on there and
They're
why it's a
becoming the
consistent
Raiders of
trend.
college football. They're becoming
But
the Raiders of college football, bro.
I just want to say really quickly. I met last week with my club here at Michigan State, Fleiss. We met with one of the Denver Broncos scouts, head scouts, and she was a great person. But she said one of the key things that they look for in players is like off-field. They go through everything with when you're looking at a college recruit to draft. They look at
Yeah.
off-field things, on-field things. They look at who your friends are. The movie Draft Day really wasn't kidding when they see who was invited to your birthday party. They look at everything. They really do. And
Yeah.
they said one thing they look at is these off-field incidents. And funny enough, I'm sitting next to one of my friends in the club who you know. And he looks up just to see if there's any Georgia football players on this Denver Broncos roster right now. Not a single Georgia football player is there. Unrelated.
Really?
Not a single one, which is crazy to say because
Wow.
Georgia's had some great guys go to the league
That is
recently.
crazy to say, and that could be the reason why the Broncos are sucked. But
No, what do
I
you mean? Their
guess,
defense is still good. Their defense is still good. You can't get past.
yeah, yeah, I agree. The defense is good, but not enough to win championships.
No, listen, they're not there yet. But on that note, circling back, Georgia, Texas, 5 Georgia, 1 Texas. I still think they stay number 1. Give me
Mhm.
Texas.
Okay, cool.
And then we got the last little matchup here. This
Ah,
one's gonna be rough, I think. Iowa plays Michigan State this week at Michigan State. I'll be at the game. You gonna watch?
yeah, it's night
It's
game.
night game. It's like a 7 p.m. kickoff. Yeah.
I like these night games Michigan State's been getting.
You know what's weird is we've not had a single noon game yet this year.
Are you serious?
Not yet.
Wow.
And Michigan's like a night game too, I saw.
Yeah, just got flexed to the
Um,
night game next weekend.
yeah, that's next weekend though. We'll say right
Yeah.
here. What you got? Iowa, Michigan State?
I just don't think this is Michigan State year. I think this is like their first year, new head coach, 18-year-old QB. I think he's going to be an absolute problem next year, as well as a more experienced receiving core. You don't have as many people having season-ending injuries or just injuries in
Yeah,
general. I think the whole Michigan State University football program bounces back next year, and I just think this is like just a figuring each other out, type deal. This is, like I said, new head coach, new quarterback,
yeah,
a plethora of injuries on the field to key guys that you really can't have going down. Yeah, give me. It pains me to say it. Just give me Iowa to win this game. Iowa's one loss, only lost to an undefeated Iowa State team, who's I think number 9 in the country right now.
yeah.
They have
Iowa
they
State's
have a
looking great.
ridiculous, yeah, they have a ridiculous running back too. Iowa does, who's actually in like the top, I think 8 for Heisman voting right now. So
Okay.
we'll see if they can stop him. If they don't stop him, Iowa's gonna run away with this game. But yeah, give me Iowa.
To circle back to what you were saying, I think it's tough, anytime you get a new coach, he brings in a new
Yeah,
system, he brings a new coaching staff, he brings in everything, right? And I just don't think we're there yet, chemistry wise. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they have great off field chemistry, but on field it just has not looked there yet.
at
Look
all.
at all, even. There's been some really bad games lately. Iowa, like you said, only lost coming to Iowa State. They've looked really, really good. Undefeated Iowa State at that. Um,
Yeah,
it really hurts me to say this, but I think Cade McNamara, the former Michigan Wolverines, about to get another win against the Spartans here. And I don't know that it's even going to be a close game. I'm bracing myself to leave at halftime of this one, but got
jeez.
got some people coming in for this game, so maybe we'll stay a little longer. Let them enjoy Spartan Stadium a little more. But
That's
unfortunately,
frustrating.
unfortunately, give me Iowa.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, on to the NFL now. College football. Another great week though. So we'll
It was
see.
a good week,
NFL
and it's going to
was
be
a
a great
great
week
week.
this upcoming one.
The Bears,
Let's
the
talk
NFC
about it.
North.
Let's talk about it. I want to talk about this because Caleb Williams is looking great. He's looking
Finding
like
his
that
groove.
guy that they were hoping to draft at USC.
It's finding his groove, and that's dangerous.
It is. Any quarterback that gets in a groove is dangerous. Um, but Caleb, with as offensive gifted, I want to say their offense is with talent. You got three guys that could be wide receiver ones and twos on a lot of teams in this league, and they have
100%.
it's very very talented. Their offensive line I'm not too familiar with though. They've an okay running back in DeAndre Swift. He's
Yeah,
kind of struggling a little bit lately, but the Bears did a great job, and I want to talk about because they played the Jaguars. Are we seeing the end of Doug Peterson here?
they should leave him in London. He's awful. I'm
He's
sorry.
not he's
He's
not that
he's
bad, but I just want I don't mean to interrupt. I saw a post over the weekend and it was saying it's crazy to me how Doug Peterson and Nick Foles won a Super Bowl against Tom
Super Bowl.
Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, that supporting cast of the Eagles is pretty good though.
It was.
Um, but yeah, that is pretty crazy. Yeah, Doug Peterson, I think he's out of his prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jags, they're as much as, yeah, all credit to Caleb. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Okay, he's doing what he's supposed to
He
do. The Bears
is.
are doing what they're supposed to do. They're rolling. Rookie quarterback, all right. It's right now. I still think Jaden Daniels is rookie of the year, but he's if Caleb keeps playing like this, he's gonna slowly creep up. So but yeah, I like what Caleb's done and the Bears are doing, but the Jags are just awful. And Doug Peterson really is probably needs to just hang it
Yeah.
up. They're
Yeah.
really bad, especially paying Trevor all that money too. They're awful.
I don't know that Trevor's the issue. I'm gonna be honest. I saw a
He's
stat
not.
saying of the dropped passes he's had, like the receiver of the incompletions he's had, like
Mhm.
seven of them were wide open touchdowns that the receiver dropped. So I
Yeah.
really don't know that it's his fault. Um,
Yeah, I don't think so.
it's hard to win when you have a rough supporting cast. I know Travis Etienne's been a little hurt, been a little banged up. Evan Ingram
Yeah.
as well has been a little hurt. Wide receiver wise, I don't really know what's going on there. They have some good guys, but listen, if it's not meshing, it's not, you can't force team chemistry upon anybody. And
Yeah, I agree.
I think the Bears just they're hot right now. They really are.
They are. They are. See how long they can sustain that. Oh,
Yeah.
Baker.
Baker. Let's talk about Baker Mayfield. Yeah. I know you love to talk about Baker Mayfield.
Baker's. I love Baker as a QB. He's great.
Yeah.
He's balling out. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Silencing the haters, showing why he should have stayed in Cleveland, but Cleveland's an awful franchise run by dummies.
It is.
Yeah, the Bucks, they're rolling. I'm actually, as much as the Lions that loss sucked, I'm actually happy that it was at least to the Buccaneers because they have
Oh,
been
yeah.
rolling. They've been rolling. They put a 50 away at New Orleans. They lost on a they lost to Denver and on the last play of a Falcons game away. But yeah, the Bucks they are rolling.
I
They honestly should win the NFC South if they keep playing like this. Everyone stays healthy.
I'm
Baker's
glad
playing
you
like
I'm
a
glad
top.
you brought that up actually because I have that as a talking point. NFC South battle.
Yeah,
Just to skip over, not to diminish the Buccaneers, they did win 51-27. No Derek Carr though, no Chris Olave for the Saints, but I don't think it matters. I still think the Buccaneers are coming in there winning. But real
yeah.
quick, so the NFC South battle is gonna ultimately be between the Falcons and the Buccaneers. Um, Falcons won 38-20 over the Panthers, kind of a close one. I'm gonna diminish that right away though. NFC South battle. What do you think it comes down to?
uh, the Falcons and the Bucks. I think the
Yeah,
Saints can't function without Derek Carr.
I agree. I mean, I don't think the Saints
Kamara,
can function anymore. Period. This is what the
yeah,
third loss in a row.
believe so. Yeah, Saints. Yeah, they can't function without Derek Carr. Kamara is becoming a little non-existent. I don't know where he went. Um, but the Panthers, that's self-explanatory. They're
Yeah,
not
no,
good. They're
I
going to
agree.
finish last. But yeah, it's going to come down to the Bucks and the Falcons.
What do you
Falcons
think
already
it takes
won.
the Falcons to get over the Bucks? Because I know both of us right now have the Buccaneers as our favorites for the South, NFC South.
They play decent defense and Kirk does what he did the first time against or somewhat you can't do that again. You can't
He's been
repeat
balling.
500 yards, but you have to play like that against a team like the Bucks because as you can see, they can do the exact same thing right back to you. And I think
Absolutely.
that the Bucks is what's scary about them now is that they have a young running back named Bucky Irvin who's becoming a standout as well. So that's going
He's
to be good.
he about to be RB1 there.
Yeah.
Taken away
And
from
I don't even
White.
think for the Bucks, and Antoine Winfield, one of their star safety, I don't think he's back yet. He's been hurt like all season. I don't
Okay.
think he's played a game yet.
I'm not too sure.
So
I've not seen their depth
yeah,
charts, but no, I agree. I think they're gonna have to play amazing, and I think the Buccaneers are they're gonna make the playoffs. I think
I
they're
think
gonna be a
so.
great team here.
I think
Um,
so. I think so.
yeah. Let's talk about Philadelphia, shall we? Just for a brief moment, and then we'll fly through the
Philly,
rest of this list real quick. But I think
Philly,
Nick Sirianni got to go.
Philly is awful. Yeah,
They
Sirianni has to go
they barely beat the Cleveland Browns, who we just called dysfunctional,
at
which they
home.
ultimately are at home, barely. But Nick Sirianni started chirping these Eagles fans in the
Yeah, it's
stand. You
like
can't do
what? Like
that.
what do you
Like,
have? You don't do that as a
Buddy
head
is
coach,
a man
really?
child. A man
So
child. He
saying
really
like
is.
you're worried about some people in the stands, like that's like your first thing. Oh, I want a game against another and National Football League team, and I was gonna go do some drunk fan and chat to him.
Let alone my
He's
fan.
his
They're
priority
rooting for
exactly
my team.
his priorities are just I don't he's just a crybaby. His
He
priorities aren't
is.
straight. He just can't. Yeah, I don't like Sirianni honestly, and
Two more.
I think yeah,
I agree. Two more things
they
on
need
the Sirianni. First, you see he has a buzz cut now. He looks terrible. Oh
yeah.
my God. But he's going through it right now. Second, there's a petition going around that Eagles fans started to fire Nick Sirianni and bring in Jason Kelsey as the interim head coach,
Jeez,
which honestly I think would be a better situation than what they're in right now because
jeez.
Sirianni, some Eagles fan was tweeting out saying every single game they play feels like that Super Bowl loss that they had to the Chiefs. It has just been steadily downhill from there, and he is not the coach that they have been wanting. I truly
Yeah.
think this will be his last season if he makes it through the season.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. Should be.
and then last little talking point before we get into a big topic here. Is Lamar an MVP candidate.
Yes, he's leading the MVP right now. He
Yeah.
might go back to back. He's playing like, bro.
Third MVP for him. I would love to see it. I'm a huge Lamar fan.
Yeah, a
Um,
little Lamar.
he plays very good. We had this past week, I think, the future MVP versus the rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year in the Ravens Commanders game.
Yep.
Ravens did beat the Commanders. I know we were both kind of hoping for the Commanders to pull something out.
Yeah,
But the Ravens flipped a switch. They really have.
they did. Yeah, they started off 0-2. They turned that thing around quick. I think 4-2 since their second loss. Or
Yeah.
4-0 since their second loss. Haven't lost since their second loss. Yeah, they beat a pretty good Browns team. I'm sorry, Commanders team
Whoa.
at home. A pretty good Commanders team at home. Lamar's playing lights out like he should win MVP. If he keeps playing
Yeah.
like this, he will win
He will.
MVP. So yeah,
He
the
really
Ravens
should.
are something to do. Oh yeah, but having Derrick Henry helps a lot. Henry's looking like
Listen,
vintage himself right now. He's leading the league in
he
rushing yards,
he's a
rushing
baller.
touchdowns, and rushing attempts.
He's a
I
baller.
believe.
He really is. And I think that we talked about this, I think, in our first episode. We talked about it when they signed him. I don't know why they don't just run the run read option play every single play. Between Lamar and between Derrick Henry, it's truly unstoppable. Even throwing some little play action when they start, stopping it.
Yeah.
But that 1-2 is just insane. Let alone they got Zay Flowers, who's having a pretty good
Mhm.
year as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Ravens have looked amazing. They
Yeah.
really
When,
have.
when you have to
They flipped
worry
the
about
switch.
Yeah, I agree. You have to worry about Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the backfield. You put so much attention on
Rough
them,
day.
and it really doesn't matter who we have a receiver. You can, and I think they have
Oh
a
yeah.
great receiving and tight end class with Likely stepping up. Mark
What?
Andrews
Mark
finally decided
Mark
to
Andrews
score a
disappearing off
touchdown
the
this.
face of the earth.
Yeah, he actually got me like 14 fantasy points. He scored a
He did do
touchdown
good.
this week. He actually did
This is like
good.
a little
This is
redemption
like
arc
his
for him this week.
breakout week so far. Yeah, but even then, you still have like Likely, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, even Rashad Bateman. When you have Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson in the backfield, you can have a supporting class even worse than that, and you're
I
still good.
agree.
So
100%.
yeah, Ravens are looking really good
100%.
right now. So we'll see if they keep it up. They have been known to look this good in regular season. Then once
Yep.
postseason comes and old Kermit the Frog from Kansas City comes around, then they get a little scared. So we'll
Uh,
see.
man, I think the more I watch the Chiefs, the more I dislike them recently. But
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about that today because you know what? Not worth it. We'll talk about them later on. Um, but yeah, let's talk about something that really put a smile on my face this past weekend. I had me smiling the entire time I watched up until a moment where something bad really happened. But overall, happy birthday, Jerry Jones. Oh, truly. Lions destroyed the Cowboys, as you watched. Let's talk about the good before we talk about the bad. Come on.
It's like
Let's talk
there's so
about the
much
good.
good. There's so much good, but it all just went down the train side. There's like I'm sorry, as much as probably that's like I think that was one of the best games I've ever seen the Lions play on
Ben
both sides of
Johnson,
the ball.
head coaching job. Aaron Glenn getting a head coaching job.
We have three head coaches on our team right now, and it just
We
happened that
do.
two of them have to be the two coordinators. But it's so like Zach, like as much as that was an amazing game and one of the most complete and probably best games I've ever seen the Lions play.
Yeah.
It's just
It
like
it hurt.
all you
It
can
really
think
did hurt.
about. All you can
Um,
think about is what happened to Hutch because the
yeah.
trajectory up until that point, and I know it's the Cowboys, they're not good, but the way that we were just manhandling them, play after
It was
play, series
embarrassing.
after series, there wasn't a time during that game where I thought we were going to lose. I'm sorry, there wasn't. It was actually
It got to the
embarrassing.
point. It was so disrespectful of us, and I loved it because we put Dan Skipper, we put Penei Sewell at wide receiver. These guys are like 300 something pound offensive linemen playing receiver. I loved every moment of it. I really did. Um, I, I saw some memes. They're not the most appropriate memes. And pardon my language, but there's this online joke. It was like, why'd the Lions run the score up on the Cowboys? And it's this guy from like a 2000s parody commercial, and he goes, "'Cause fuck them. That's why."
I saw that.
I
I
love
saw.
that.
I saw
Oh
that. Oh
my
yeah,
God.
that's Dave Chappelle. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But
No,
F him. That's why.
Love it, dude.
Yeah,
I
that
haven't
was
seen that clip in a while. I'm gonna be very
Ben
honest, but
Ben Johnson literally had practice in a middle of an NFL game. Like
he
Zach, I'm not
did.
gonna lie. I could have like I'm surprised they didn't pick someone from the crowd to just play quarterback. Like we were having our way in
Your
every
your
that was
phone didn't
like
call at
just
halftime. You didn't get that
like
call.
Zach, we really could have scored like 60, 70 points that game. That
If
was actually the
I agree. If
battle.
we had continued playing our starters the entire time and not little had our little
Yeah.
fun at the end of, you know how it is on like a Friday
Yeah.
practice. You guys have a little bit of fun after getting the serious stuff done. That's what that looked like, and I'm not complaining.
It's
But
just
I do want
crazy
to.
too. Is like there's so sorry before we get to bad, but there's so many players we could say so much good about.
There really
Golf
is.
had another Golf had another unbelievable game.
Yes, he did. Brian
Laporta finally
Branch.
got
I want to talk
loose.
about
Yeah,
Brian Branch because oh
Brian
my
Branch
God,
gets the
he
game ball.
he's played
Brian
four
Branch
games this
is
season, 4 games, and he has looked like the best. He's a safety, I think.
he
He plays
free
everything.
safety or
I
strong
don't even
safety
care.
though?
But he's played 4 games and is statistically the best free safety in the league right now.
Yeah, okay, free safety.
Huge
Yeah,
shout out to him.
yeah.
He's a huge
I
part of
think
our
we have the
team.
best safety duo in the league right now with him
Yeah,
and Curb. Yes, they both got picks
I
this
love
week.
it.
Brian Branch had two, almost a
I
pick
love it.
six. Oh, and the way he got that pick two off CD in the end zone, he was literally covering a flat. Saw Dak move back, just that was just gorgeous.
I
Brian Branch, I don't know how you let him fall to the second round.
no,
That's absolutely absurd.
but you know
That's
what? Brad
absurd.
Holmes knows what he's doing. He's proved it. Every single move he's made is essentially worked out to this point. Knock on
His
wood.
next move will
Um,
define him.
yeah, I agree. I mean, he did make a move today. We'll get to that in a second, but let's talk about why he's doing some of these moves and why this next move is going to be so important. Hutchinson, uh, our star edge rusher, fractured his tibia. That one hurt.
Oh,
It did hurt.
bro, that hurt. Like that just took all the wind out of the stadium. Like I was
Yeah.
watching the game. You could have walked into my room. You would have thought the game was like the score was reversed. Because I literally how I was acting, how I was watching that game, I was like, yeah, like it felt like a loss, honestly.
No,
And
I
that's
completely
so
get it.
upsetting because it was just the perfect game. And then that just his oh my gosh, Zach.
I was in the car driving to the Fox Theater to go see Frankie Valli, and I was watching the game, and I saw that. I'm like, no way. Like, I didn't believe it at first and then I saw the picture of his like leg, ankle, shin wrapped around. I don't even know. It was like a Lee
It was
McNeil or something.
McNeil. It was McNeil.
Around his
Oh,
knee, and it was like, oh, you could hear the snap on the broadcast too, which is just
oh.
terrible. But we're gonna need someone to step up here on defense unless we make a move. I think we will make a move. You want to talk about
Zach.
your move that you liked?
Yeah,
Or
I
do you want to talk
just
about or do you want to talk about the trades that happened
as
first?
much as I hear this stuff like next man up, we need people to step up. I'm sorry. You can step up and you can be the step
Hard
up
to
next
replace
man
them.
up person. You're not replacing Hutch. I saw some
Yeah,
stats. He has half of this team's QB hits. He has more than half of this team sacks. I think everyone else combined this year has equal amount of sacks that he does himself.
that's crazy.
And I think the pass rusher rate without Hutchinson in is like getting to the QB is like 6.8%. You
Which is
can't
terrible.
win like that.
No,
You can't.
I agree.
Yes, our secondary is improved, way better than last year. We have all pros on our secondary.
Yeah,
It's part of that reason why we're so good this year too is because we're getting to the quarterback. We're forcing him to make quick decisions, impulsive decisions, and he's throwing bad balls right into our hands. Now, I'm not saying our secondary, like I said, I'm not saying they're bad at all, but I think that they're not going to get any better because of this. I think they might get worse because of this. You're now going to have
I
to
agree.
we have Arnold play a great game, but he's a rookie. He's going to get those PI
Yeah,
calls. He's still very touchy, and I'm surprised he didn't get a couple more. I think it was the first game he didn't get a single PI call.
he's learning.
He's learning, but he should have. There's a couple against Turpin, and I saw him I was like, how's it not a PI? But they held so I was
No
proud about
complaints.
that. But it's just, bro, like Hutch losing a Hutch, our Super Bowl chances like fell through. Like unless you get someone even like 90% close to him. And I think you can't get anything less than that. I
Yeah.
don't see us making I don't see how we're gonna win a Super Bowl. I really don't. I'm sorry.
So
Hutch
I
is a superstar. Look what happened in
no, you're
Colorado.
right. I'm not disagreeing it.
Colorado with Kansas State. Who got out? Who didn't play the all second half against Kansas State for Colorado? Travis Hunter. And guess what happened? They
Impact
lost. A
players make a
superstar.
difference.
And superstars make a difference.
They
Brad
do.
Holmes needs to go outside of his comfort zone. Are the windows small, Zach? I will have Evan Jr. get to third grade if and have darkness until then. If that means the Lions can win a Super Bowl this year, that is cool. That's fine. But the window is we're in this window right now.
I
It's
agree.
so small.
It
We
is.
we we can't afford to be good right now or trust in our backup players. We
Yeah.
have to go out. We need to get another superstar. I'm sorry, Brad Holmes. I trust you with my life. You have competed repeatedly, showed us why you're the best GM in the league with draft picks, with trades. But now you need to step out of your comfort zone and get the bowl. None of that matters unless you get the bowl. Screw long term success. I'm sorry, not screw it, but you have the chance. The Lions haven't won anything in 70 years, Zach. 70 years. We
A
haven't
long
won what's
time.
called the last time we won it all, it was called the NFL championship or whatever, the league championship.
That's crazy.
All right, they were playing with leather helmets, Zach. We haven't won anything. We have the chance to rewrite Detroit history. Brad Holmes needs to step outside his comfort zone. He needs to go get a superstar. And that superstar, Myles Garrett. Max Crosby's not going anywhere. He has Vegas
I
tatted
yeah,
all over,
he
especially with
does.
Devontae now.
He bleeds Las Vegas as much as I
Yeah,
would love Max Crosby. It's just not feasible. It really isn't. Um, we would have to give up, I think, more for Max
too
Crosby
much.
than we would for Myles Garrett. You made a great point with Myles Garrett on the phone when we were talking, I think earlier today or
Mm.
yesterday,
Yesterday.
one of the two.
Yes.
Um, but no, I think Miles, if we could get Myles Garrett, this is like my bottom line, what I want to give up and what I want to get back.
Yeah.
I'll send, I will give up Hendon Hooker, James Houston, a first round pick, and like a fourth round pick. And I, in
Myles
return,
Garrett.
I want Myles Garrett and Jameis Winston. And now I'm going to give you, I'm adding
I think
Jameis
that's fair.
Winston in there because listen, Hendon Hooker, I think is going to be QB1 for a while somewhere. I
Yeah.
think he looked great when he was in college. He he looked great on our practice squad. I think he's going to prove that he should be QB1. I think we're giving him like the Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers even when he sat behind Brett Favre. We're giving him that treatment right now. I mean, to be fair, last year he was coming off a crazy injury, but
Yeah.
listen, I want Jameis Winston back. Jameis Winston is proving every single week why he is a leader. I'm not saying he's going to start for the Browns because I mean you're paying a massage rapist, I guess, all that money. You're
70 million
guaranteed,
cap hit. 70
guaranteed.
million cap hit next year. And you think a $20
Jeez,
million a year edge rusher is going to help that?
but no, I
No.
agree, which is why I
They need to
think it
start
makes more
rebuilding.
sense.
They need
And
to start
I want
rebuilding.
Jameis. Jameis is on like a 1 year deal or something like that.
Yeah.
Let him come ride out the rest of the year with us. He will get our guys motivated. He'll bring back, which I think we've
I
not
think he
been
fits the
lacking,
culture.
but he fits the culture great. But I think he'll bring back the energy that Jamal Williams had when he was here.
Yeah.
Like that fun personality to relieve some of these hard situations. Now, I
Yeah.
don't think we're going to be in a lot of, hopefully, knock on wood, these hard situations, but we need edge help right now. And
Yeah.
you make a great point with it. So,
Yeah, you'll get someone, bro. Brad
um,
Holmes has to go get someone. And the sooner the better.
I
Just
agree.
pay him. We have a large I think we still
On
have
the topic
30,
of
30
paying
mil,
though,
right? Don't we have 30 mil still left this year
it
of cap
actually just went
space?
down today. Aleem McNeil got a 4 year extension
I like that.
earlier today.
He's a
That's why we
bomb.
said it was a crazy Tuesday
It was
because
a
some
crazy
crazy
season.
things happened today. A lot happened today. It was a random Tuesday, but Aleem McNeil was extended 4 years. I think 55 million of it is guaranteed. He gets 97 total million. That makes him like, if I remember correctly, like the fourth highest defensive tackle paid in the league.
Yeah.
He's making right around the same amount of money as Myles Garrett, but I think and Miles Garrett, if we do get him, would be his current contract goes through 2026. So it'd be like this year and next year. But
Yeah, like I
um
think it's like 20 mil a year. I'd take it.
yeah.
Do
No,
it.
I listen, I think Halim McNeil, that extension is a good move.
Yeah, I
I'm not
agree.
sure how I feel about the money yet, because that's a lot.
It is a
But
lot.
he's shown great potential. So my initial reaction, I'm not too mad about it.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I also think you gotta start playing these young players too. You gotta start thinking about them.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of these
Right.
young players
Well, he
were
is
that's how
young. He was a part of like that
oh,
2021 class. So
that's true. I'm just saying
um
yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
yeah,
But
he was
just
with Panay Sewell and Amon Ra. So
it's true.
that was a good class, honestly, for us. But
It
let's
was.
talk about the first big thing that happened today. Devontae Adams has left the Raiders and he was traded to the New York Jets, reunited with his best buddy Aaron Rodgers for a conditional third round pick that can become a second round pick.
And 7 and 10.
I told you I think the Jets might have the best receiving room in the league right now. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, both wide receiver ones. I think Garrett Wilson's going to be wide receiver two, and he's going to thrive in this role. And Alan Lazard is a third option, is a great third option.
I
Lazard's
agree.
been
Yeah,
proving it
that's a good
week in and
room.
week out now that he's balling.
It's a good room. I don't think it's the best. Like I'd rather
Nope.
take in terms of they probably the best three, but in terms of Devontae and Garrett, I'd rather have Godwin and Evans in Tampa. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
true. You know what?
They're probably
They're
maybe
both.
top five,
I
top
just meant
three.
like overall, not
Yeah,
two
yeah, I
options. I'm
agree.
talking overall depth.
Yeah.
You could even consider Miami up there. I mean, they've been quarterback obviously plays
Oh
a
yeah,
role, but
that's
talent
true.
wise, they got some good talent in their receiving room.
You're right.
Um, so do the Rams even. But they're not healthy. So right now though, I'm giving it to the Jets. And then
That's
on
fair.
another trade topic, I know you saw Amari Cooper is a Buffalo Bill now. Him
I
and a
mean,
sixth round pick were traded to the Bills for a 2025 third and a 2026 seventh, which is a finesse. But before I let you talk here, Amari Cooper's contract. So the Browns in March converted $18.79 million of his $20 million contract into a signing bonus. And Buffalo didn't have the money to go pay Devontae Adams or something like that. But now for the rest of the year, they get Amari Cooper for $806,000.
jeez,
That's
this is steep.
insane. Now, I will say Amari Cooper statistically right now is actually the worst statistic wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
However, we know he is a very talented receiver. I'm sure he's frustrated with that whole Browns thing. But
Oh
for
yeah.
$806,000, I'm taking that risk. And you only give up a third and a seventh? Come on. And you get a
Yeah,
sixth back? Like
that's they finessed him. Yeah, the
they
Bills
did.
finessed him.
They really
Like
did.
to your point, yeah, he's statistically he's not doing good this year, but he's still Amari Cooper. He's still, he has a great history, a pretty good wide receiver. I don't think he's in his prime maybe
No.
anymore, but I definitely think he's better than what you have.
Yeah. I mean, plus I think it'll give Keon Coleman a great opportunity to learn behind someone
Yeah,
who's
100%.
been there.
Yeah, 100%. So
Um, yeah, I was impressed with that, honestly.
those two
Next,
teams though will be leading the AFC East. So we'll see. I think
yeah,
one of those
no,
will
they're gonna
win.
make
One of
that's gonna
those.
make a big difference for specifically the Bills, I think.
Mhm.
But oh, excuse me. Russell Wilson took first team reps today, and it's supposed to be the starter this upcoming week. I mean, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but they fixing it anyway, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I real quick, I saw a funny thing. Mike Tomlin last week played the Raiders. He said what you game planning for? He's like, well, last week I game planned to play against Devontae Adams, and this week I'm also game planning to play against Devontae Adams because they play the Jets. I thought I love Mike Tomlin.
That's
He's
pretty funny.
funny.
Yeah,
He really
Tomlin's
is.
hilarious.
And the last little trade today was Cam Akers left the Texans with a sixth round, a 2026 conditional seventh round pick, actually, sorry, to the Vikings for a 2026 sixth round pick. That's basically a free player, in my opinion. A
Yeah, pretty
conditional
much.
seventh, but that is Texans don't need it. The running back depth. They have two healthy guys. Um, but the
I agree.
Vikings
Yeah.
have a good running back too now, I think. Cam Akers is still a great player. Um,
Yeah.
not gonna be the all pro kind of guy we thought he would be when he first got into the league, but
Mm.
That's good for the Vikings. And
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll see.
My
Let's get
last
to
little
some. Go,
no
so
no
go.
no, you go ahead. I was gonna skip ahead.
All right. You were gonna get the Stafford.
I saw today some Giants fans arguing, not arguing, but lobbying for the front office to trade for Matthew Stafford to lead the Giants for the rest of the year. I like it. I do. I think their wide receiver room is good. You know, you got Wandale Robinson who's balling. You got Jalen Hyatt who's disappeared essentially. And then of course you got Malik Neighbors who I'm not mad at for wearing street clothing on the sideline, but that seems to be a constant topic for New York Giant fans. That they were pissed because he didn't have any New York Giants gear on the sideline last game. Um, that's a little petty in my opinion. Let the man dress how he wants to dress. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But
Yeah.
I get where they're coming from. I do. I mean, but at least he wasn't wearing something else.
I don't know. It'll be hard for me to sit the guy I just paid a lot of money to.
I don't know
But
if
I
they'd sit him.
understand.
He might get traded.
That's
Stafford's
true.
Stafford's on a huge contract as well. He's getting paid.
Right.
So if Daniel Jones goes to the Rams, I mean the Rams are in no position to compete this year. I'm surprised they don't start just full on blowing it up. Um Maybe they're hoping once their guys come back healthy, something happens. But um
Yeah.
listen, I would love for Stafford to come in, teach a thing or two to the guys in that locker room, and I think that would be a great opportunity. I do. Um yeah, you got anything you want to talk to before the picks?
Get to the picks. I'm ready.
All right. I like it. I like it. Thursday night football. Not going to be a good game. Not going to be a good game. Yeah. Broncos at New Orleans Saints. What you thinking?
Whose offense is worse? Give me. I think the Broncos last week lost at home to the Chargers. Saints are gonna be without Derek Carr again, and the timeline for is Olave like really really hurt?
I don't know off the top of my head.
We'll see. Uh I want to say the same. In normal with Derek
He's
Carr, I
real
really
quick.
would say
Chris Olave has not practiced yet this week. It is Tuesday when we're recording this, but um, still is not. It was marked as a concussion, so
this might be
I'd like to
okay.
say he's not playing.
This sucks because I really want to pick. I really want to pick the Saints, and I don't think
With Spencer
Bradley
Rattler led
really.
Saints,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like he can do horrible. 27 points in your first start. That's really not too bad. But
I don't like him.
that defense let up 51. Sheesh. I like. Give me Broncos, bro.
I agree.
Give
I'm a
me
huge advocate for
Broncos.
Denver's defense.
Give me
I'm
Broncos.
locking in
Yeah.
the Broncos as well.
Yeah. Give me Broncos.
Sunday slate.
Patriots.
Got an interesting Sunday slate here.
I don't even know. Coin
No,
toss.
I
The
want to
Jags are
say
awful. They're so bad. But the Patriots are really bad too, Zach.
so. I mean, the London Jaguars are playing because it's a 9:30 a.m. game again. Um,
Mhm.
I'm not sure where this one is actually. Hold on, just 1 second.
It's in London, I thought.
It's not showing me, but regardless, I say London Jaguars just because that's like the default. But
Yeah.
these guys always play out of country. It's ridiculous. Um, but Patriots Jags. What this is gonna suck.
These are the two worst teams in the whole league.
Drake may quarterback.
Give
I don't know.
Vegas knows something because the Patriots are big underdogs against the Jags.
Okay,
Give me give me Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville. I'll
I'm
just trust Vegas. I'll
I
trust Vegas. Like,
I'm also gonna pick Jacksonville. But something I want to touch on for the Patriots is I've not heard anything from Matthew Judon this year. You
no, he got traded to the Falcons.
didn't even know that.
Yeah. He got
That
traded
was
to
under
the
my
Falcons.
radar. But no, yeah.
They got traded to
Give
the
me
Falcons.
Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's
Yeah.
off. It's going to be a
Big
battle
old
of
attack.
bad versus worse, but I think the Jaguars are going to win here.
I think Jaguars are bad. Patriots worse.
Um, then I think this is the first real test for the NFC North. In division play, Vikings first real test. You go first.
Lions. What?
Yeah.
It's yes, Lions. Lions. It's gonna be. I think it'll be a real test for both teams, honestly,
I agree.
because I think if yeah, I think it's be a first real test for both teams. I think this will be
No,
uh
no, not first real test. Our first real test was against the Buccaneers.
yeah,
We
but we
lost
played
that test.
so we didn't play like ourselves. We don't count that game. That wasn't a real. We should have won that game. I'm not gonna talk about it, but they lost themselves. Like that was a real test, but we should have won that game convincingly. Golf threw for 80 times in one game, which was absolutely yes. Give me the Lions beating the Vikings away. I think they show a lot of resilience. I think they do it for. I think the rest of the season is for Hutch, honestly.
Yeah,
But yeah, give me the Lions and the Vikings first real test. I like Jake Bates hitting a final second field goal to win the game.
I disagree.
Think the Vikings gonna win?
No, no, no. I just disagree about the way we're gonna win.
Oh,
I'm
oh, oh, oh my
I
gosh.
had to have
Scared
a
me.
little climax there. Give me the
Scared me.
Lions, but I think the Lions, despite the huge edge rushing loss, will come out guns ablazing. Taron Arnold said the rest of the season's dedicated for Hutch now. You know,
Yeah.
there's no way we come back and just like nonchalantly play. I think they're going to come out with even more purpose, even more anger almost, and they're going to come out firing. Because
They're chipping their shoulder.
we originally, you and I had the Vikings finishing dead last this year.
We didn't. That was completely. It could still happen,
It
but
could
we'll
still
see.
happen, but I don't think the Vikings are going to be. I think the Lions win, and I think they win by at least a touchdown, maybe two. Um, I still think
Wow.
it's gonna be a close
At
game.
Minnesota.
I don't care. I don't care.
Wow.
Give me the Lions.
I'm just curious. I just want to see what the spread is. I'm just curious. Hold on. But go to the next pick. Go to the next pick.
Okay. While you're looking that up, next pick is Titans at Bills. Tennessee Titans, I hate. I'm done picking them. I said that multiple times this year. I'm done. Buffalo Bills, newly enforced with Amari Cooper. I'm sure he'll try and play out there at least a little bit this upcoming Sunday. I
Mm.
personally am going to rock with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I don't trust anyone who puts mayo in their coffee. The Lions are 2.5 point dogs. But
Okay.
they're gonna cover because
Yeah.
yeah. So give me that.
We're,
But yeah,
we're going to win by 14.
no, I'm not picking Bills. Bills. Give me Bills.
Bills. I like it. Yeah. Worked out kind of, but yeah, Buffalo. Next up, we got Miami Dolphins, who've looked atrocious against the Indianapolis Colts, who have also looked kind of rough. I just want to real quick mention there have been a ton of injuries so far this season. I'm not sure what's
A
going
lot.
on. I'm not sure what. Maybe these guys ain't drinking their Gatorade. Maybe they're not drinking the milk.
It
I
has something to
actually
do
like
with what they're doing
Powerade.
off
Maybe they're not
season.
drinking the Powerade.
Maybe they're not doing enough in off season. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Um, who you got here?
I don't know how you win games without a quarterback. A quarterback outside of
Who's starting
outside
it
of
for them? I don't even. Is it still Tyler Huntley?
Tyler Huntley.
I mean, he was a Pro Bowler.
Joe Flacco. Give me the Colts.
Hey, listen, I agree here, 100%. Joe Flacco is still elite. Um,
I want the Colts to win, but I hope Tyreek does good for my fantasy team.
I don't know how you can do that, but it's
I'm
just
about to trade him away at this point. It's
yeah.
just shocking,
You've had a
but
rough year. You got Mark Andrews and you got
very rough
Tyreek,
year.
but
Very
um,
rough year.
moving on. I think this will be a good game. I really do. Seahawks at Atlanta Falcons.
This will be a good game. Falcons coming off a win. Seahawks coming off a loss to the 49ers. Seahawks a little bit of a longer rest, 10 days after playing on Thursday night.
Kind of got their asses handed to them at the first little stretch there for the 49ers game as well.
They did. They came back a little bit,
Came back a little bit, but
uh, I gotta go. This is hard. Go first, Zach. I gotta think
I'll
about
go
this for
first.
Go
So
first.
the Seahawks are coming off a nice little loss to a good team, normally a good team, the 49ers. Um,
Uh,
Kenneth Walker is amazing. I'm going to take back my earlier comment about the best wide receiver room because Seattle has to be up there as well. They have a really good three-person trio. Um, Tyler Lockett, I need to ball out for the sake of my fantasy team. But I think the Falcons have figured something out. and Drake London is looking great. Bijan's looking not bad. Kyle Pitts shows up every now and then. I think he had 10 fantasy points this last week, which is basically tied for the amount he's given me for the first 3 years of his career. Um, Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, that's something. I think the Falcons defense matches up with the Seattle offense a little bit better than the Seattle defense.
What about
But
Devin
Seattle's a good
Witherspoon?
defense too.
I
They have
do.
Spoon, they have Woolen. I don't know. You saw what Detroit did to them, but
Yeah.
the Falcons are Detroit. So Falcons at home.
I just want to put in context. We do have the same picks so far.
We do. Not because of that reason. I think we see a little bit of a bounce back. I like the Seahawks. Seahawks away. We the Hawks.
I
And
like it.
Gino, I trust
Little diversity in our picks, but
a little
no,
bit.
listen, I think Gino's a great quarterback. No, let me first. He's getting the job done.
Yeah, he's
um,
getting the job done.
they're still a good team. They have a lot of strong spots on offense. Defense kind of is up in the air though for me.
Yeah.
But segueing into our next team here, fully loaded Texans. I think they have everybody except
Nico.
Nico, but they play the Packers at Green Bay.
I like the Texans still. I don't
No,
know. It's kind of hard for me to root against them. The Packers, they haven't looked bad, but I don't know. They're winning kind of a little bit of a nail biters, in my opinion.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I like the Texans.
I agree. I don't think Jordan Love's looked that good this year. I'm going to
Yeah,
keep it short and simple here. Give me the Texans.
Texans,
Um,
gotcha.
Next up, we got Bengals Browns.
Browns are awful. I want Miles Garrett. Give me the Bengals.
I'm gonna just can agree with you here. I got Bengals as well. Next topic, Eagles Giants.
Oh my gosh. If
There's
it
a-
wasn't the Giants, I literally would say the Giants, but it's the Giants, bro. Give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles by no more than a touchdown. I promise you that. This is not going to be the same Eagles Giants as we've seen in multiple years in the past because the Eagles are awful as well. But they got AJ Brown back. Give me the Eagles.
Forgot they had AJ Brown back. I was gonna say Giants, but also I don't know if Devin Singletary is playing for the Giants, so give me the Eagles.
They'll have
Listen,
neighbors back though.
I think Darius Slay's hurt for the Eagles,
Oh,
but
yes.
listen, I'm rooting for the Giants here in this game. Very clear. I
Yeah.
want to make that
Mm.
clear. I am rooting for the Giants here because I think if the Giants win, Sirianni is done on the
Yeah.
spot. I think he's done after the game.
On the spot.
They're gonna have him pack up. They're gonna have him drive all the way back to Philly, pack up his little bag, go home.
Go home.
Don't come back. Next up we got Raiders Rams.
I want Max Crosby. The Raiders won't give me Max Crosby. They just lost Devontae. Give me the Rams at home.
I could not agree more with you here. They're dysfunctional on offense now. Lost a stud receiver who's not playing for him anyway. But
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford has proved he can still ball out with nothing. He really
Yeah,
has.
I
And look
agree.
look at some of his stint here with Detroit. Give me Rams for that reason.
Commanders, we're both picking the Commanders. All right, on to the Chiefs and 49ers. Oh, by the way, they're paying the Panthers. That's why I just kind of skipped that
Nope,
question.
I agree 100%.
Chiefs,
Nothing needs to be
49ers.
said there.
Bowl rematch.
Yeah, Chiefs
And
Niners.
as much as I hate to say it, Zach, actually, I think this will be a lot closer than people think, even without
I agree.
CMC.
I do agree.
Ah, this is tough because I like the 49ers at home. I really do. But no
100%.
CMC hurts. Do you think this will be the Chiefs' first real test without Rasheed Rice? But they
And
still been getting
Pacheco.
it
And Pacheco.
in Pacheco.
Is Travis Kelce going to show up? Who knows?
Who knows? I
Not a
think
home game, so Taylor
pressure,
Swift probably won't be there, so
the
he might
pressure
be there.
from Bosa. Okay, if if the Chiefs win this game, I'll never root against them ever again. I feel like don't get me wrong, they have Patrick Mahomes, and having that man always gives you a fighting chance to win. I'm gonna go 49ers at home.
I like it. I do like it. I'm just checking real quick. I,
I'm going for
Nick
49ers at home.
Bosa was really not out for very long.
I think he's
I
bad because he played last game.
No, yeah, I know. I completely forgot, honestly. I was just checking on that. Um, I'm gonna say the Chiefs, just to give us a little bit of diversity here.
Mhm.
But listen, Juju Smith-Schuster, I think, is gonna prove to be that guy again. He had 20 fantasy points last week, which is
Yeah,
crazy. He had a really good game. I don't even think he had a touchdown. But Juju is gonna be Pat's favorite target here in this game.
yeah.
Um, it their offense is struggling, the Chiefs. I really don't like the Chiefs the more I hear about them. I even heard I think I told you this. I heard that they're gonna get a reality TV show for the wives and girlfriends of the Chiefs players.
Yeah, no.
That kind of
That's
upsets
awful.
me. But I'm still gonna pick the Chiefs here. The
That's
referees love
awful.
them, the NFL loves them.
That's true.
Um, I'm picking the Chiefs. But I want to make it clear I think the 49ers are the better team here in this matchup
Yeah.
at this point in time. Then we got a terrible, I think, terrible Sunday night football game. Jets, Steelers, revamped Jets. Devontae, what you thinking?
Just for the plot. Then because the Steelers are going to try to fix something that's not broken, give me the Jets. Then they'll go back to they'll win this game. Everyone thinks they're on the high note. Then they'll go back to their losing ways. Give me the Jets.
I agree. I mean, Aaron Rodgers got his coach fired. He got his best friend back. Maybe best
Yeah.
friend. I don't really know. Um, I kind of just say that because they have great chemistry. And I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw, but the trade broke news right earlier today. And then on the Pat McAfee show, Aaron Rodgers is there. And then right comes on the
Yeah.
screen,
Then
Devontae
Devontae
Adams is
comes.
already there. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, how was that not
Ah,
tampering? What? Yeah.
ah.
But on that note, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to prove him. Hey, it's me and my best friends against the world. Got I
Mm,
I basically have the my Green Bay roster here on the Jets, but
yeah.
whatever. Revamped a little bit, honestly, because they Braylon Allen, Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson. This is probably one of the best offensive teams that Aaron Rodgers has played with in a minute. Um,
Oh yeah, for
but their
sure.
line kind of still sucks. But give me the Jets as well here. And then for some reason, some strange reason, I hate it. Two Monday night football games.
Again? Oh
I
my
saw people
gosh.
online saying they love that we have two Monday night football games.
Yeah,
Why?
whatever.
Why?
Mm,
No, it needs to be one. But
it's awful.
first one's Ravens Buccaneers. This is going to be a good one.
This
This
is
will
gonna
be
be
the
a
one I
great
watch.
game. It's gonna be yeah. I'm watching this game. Reverse psychology. I want the Buccaneers to win, so I'm picking the Ravens. But I do think the Buccaneers can win this game. That's the crazy
I
part. I
agree.
really do think they
I
can.
agree. Um,
But I'll go Ravens.
so I'm not reverse psychologying this one. You did this last time with the Ravens, and the Ravens won. Last week with the Commanders, your reverse
Yeah.
psychology, but didn't work there. Not going to work
Yeah.
here. I want to make it very clear. The Ravens are rolling. They really are. They're flocking. I, I think they are hot. Lamar Jackson has lit a fire. Since he said, "Why are you celebrating?" We won one game on that plane. They've turned it around. They're rolling. Give me the Ravens. I think it's going to be a great game, though. I want to make that very clear, and I think it's going to be a very close game. Probably come. I'm thinking it comes down to a field goal by Justin Tucker.
Okay. See your
Maybe
Ravens
even an
too.
overtime game. I could see this going overtime.
See your
It's going to be
Ravens
a close
too.
game.
Okay. Yeah.
And to end our NFL slate, we got the Chargers and the Cardinals.
At Arizona, give me the Cardinals. I don't know. Just give me
I
them.
agree. Not a lot of different picks this week, but that's
Not a
okay.
lot.
It's like that. Um,
Sometimes it's like that. Great minds
I
can think alike sometimes. There's no problem with
yeah,
that.
no, nothing wrong with it at all.
I think it was two different picks.
Two
That's it.
different picks. Eh, it's whatever. It's all good. You lose, I lose, I win, we win, I guess, essentially. Um,
Yeah.
but bringing back an old segment that we did at lunch in high school, and we want to implement more in these videos. I cooked up a couple start bench cuts, and it's just strictly this season. For those of you unfamiliar with how these work, sometimes we do all-time start bench cuts. We'll get some of those in the future, but right now it's
Yeah.
this season alone. Judging it, the graphics will be posted on social media for you guys to see later on. Once this video
100%.
is uploaded. But yeah, so first one we're gonna start is quarterbacks. We got Kirk Cousins. Okay. Then we got Kyler Murray and Jordan Love.
You know how I feel about my dual threat QBs, Zach.
You love your dual
Uh,
threat QBs, as do I.
I do, I do. So for this season,
This
even
season
though
right
I
now.
think I know, even though I think Kirk has had probably the best season out of all these three, I'm gonna start Kyler, bench Kirk, and cut Jordan Love.
Okay. Okay. So listen, if I want to win a game right now, I'm picking Kirk Cousins. I am. You saw how surgical that game-winning drive was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I agree.
He has had a good year. He swag surfed again this past week. I'm starting Kirk Cousins, not because of the swag surf, but I think I love my dual threat quarterbacks. I do. But in terms of a quarterback skill, say they have the same receivers, game on the line, I want Kirk Cousins. I'm starting Kirk Cousins. I'm gonna bench Kyler Murray though, and then I'm also gonna cut Jordan Love here.
Do you think Kyler would do better with Kirk's receivers? Or do you think Kirk would do like how do you think
They're in very similar situations in all honesty.
Put Kyler in Atlanta, put Kirk in AZ. Who does better?
They are in very, very similar situations in all honesty. You have
But
one
I think Kirk is a way better supporting cast, in my opinion.
offensively.
Yes.
I don't know. I think they're in similar situations just because the running backs are just right? Bijan's not proven to be the guy we were hoping out of college.
Yeah.
Then
James Conner's.
yeah. James Conner's not bad, but listen, wide receiver wise, you got Marvin Harrison, you got Drake London. I think Kirk Cousins is doing just as good this season. I think Kyler might perform a little bit better just because he's dual threat. But I'm an overall consistency and game on the line, game to win. Give me Kirko at
You're
starting.
also forgetting Kirk is Darnell Mooney too, who's actually just pretty good.
I hate the
But
memes
yeah,
behind
that's
that guy are funny, but yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'll give that to you. But
this is
um,
easy.
next up we got start bench cut running backs. James Cook, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery.
Oh, Montgomery first. That's easy. Starting Montgomery. I like Aaron Jones. I do think James Cook is a little bit, he's, in my opinion, the closest thing I've seen to Gibbs who isn't Gibbs. I know in no way, shape, or form do I think he's as good, even or not even definitely not better or even as good as Gibbs, but I think he's the closest thing to Gibbs in the league right now. So I'm gonna bench James Cook and I'm cutting Aaron
Okay.
Jones.
I'm thinking the same exact thing. You know, David Montgomery's I think unanimously the best
Yeah,
right now.
he's a
I may be a
dog.
little biased, but he also got extended recently. Um, Give me David Montgomery starting. I'm benching James Cook because I Aaron Jones just he's been playing good, but
Yeah,
he was supposed to be so much better. That's all I got.
yeah, I hear you. That makes sense.
Um, yeah. Next up, we got wide receiver edition. Marvin Harrison Jr., Mike Evans, and Drake London. So kind of coincidental, we talked about Kyler and Kirk with Drake London, Marvin Harrison, but didn't plan for it that way. But we got two of them back with Mike Evans.
I'm gonna go backwards. I'm cutting Marv off rip.
Okay.
I'm benching. Penguin's having a really good year this year. I will say that.
He
Penguin's having
is.
a really good year.
He's really blossoming into that wide receiver one role.
I agree.
But Mike Evans, consecutive 1,000 yard receiving. He's on pace to do it again this year. Only real
Every year he's
difference is
been in
he's
the league.
older.
Every year he's been in the league with multiple quarterbacks. And like I said, this is still this year. I can't bench Mike Evans. I'm starting Mike Evans and I'm benching Drake London.
I agree.
Had
Now,
to, man.
if this were me drafting like a team, Marvin Harrison's got to be on the bench at least.
Yeah.
Just because Mike Evans is old, not old, but he's getting old.
He's getting
Um,
up there for sure.
I think I agree 100% with you on this one as well. Mike Evans, I think, is my starter. I'm a huge Mike Evans fan. Um, he's a great receiver. He really is. Even being in the league, being a veteran as he is, he's not sure if you would have
Still
shown me a tape
producing.
from him this year and tape of him like 5 years ago, I think it's the same player, same
He's
video, same
producing.
everything. He's playing crazy. Drake London is amazing as well. He's really blossoming, and like I said, to that wide receiver one role. I'm
Oh
starting
yeah.
Mike Evans, benching Drake London, and I've just not seen enough out of Marvin Harrison yet this year
Not yet. Not yet. He's
to
gonna be good
have him
though.
on the
He's gonna be good.
rotation. But
He's
yeah, no.
gonna be
So
good though.
I'm gonna cut Marv.
Yeah.
Um, all right, now we got a new segment. That's it for the start bench cut. Like I said, we'll post those on social
Post
media.
the graphic. Yeah, we
But
definitely want to know what you guys think for sure.
now I got a new
That's
segment I made.
always
It's called Who
heated.
Has More? Um, so between these three players, you got to decide who has more of whatever the stat is. This stat for these three guys is going to be who has more touchdowns. We got CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, and DK Metcalf. Who you think? Who you think?
I want to say CD, but I just know Dak hasn't been producing like that this year. It's definitely for me between CD and Garrett Wilson, not
Okay.
DK. But I'm trying to think who I've seen highlights from. It's weird because I really want to say CD, but I feel like I've seen more highlights of Garrett Wilson getting touchdowns. But
See,
I'm
I've
gonna go
actually
with
not
CD.
seen highlights for either of them really this year. I've seen DK Metcalf highlights a ton though.
I've seen more with Garrett. I'm gonna go Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Okay, okay, I like it.
I'm gonna go
Um,
Garrett
you
Wilson.
would be right. Garrett Wilson is three touchdowns on the year, and CD and DK both have two. So
Okay.
it's still close, but one
Yeah, it's
touchdown
close.
difference. Um, I don't know. I thought got who has more receptions? We got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Godwin, and Zay Flowers.
I think this is pretty easy. I watch every Lions game. I know it's not St. Brown.
Okay.
He's having a good year. He's scoring touchdowns, but he's just not getting the same.
Of
And
course.
I'm not mad at it because Goff is getting the ball to other playmakers.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not St. Brown.
Okay.
I don't think it's Zay Flowers either. I'm gonna go. Godwin's been a stud. I've seen a lot of games where he's blossomed against the Lions this past week. He's blossomed when Mike Evans hasn't. He's honestly having a better year than Mike Evans right now, in my opinion. So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna go Godwin. I'm gonna go Godwin for this one.
You're absolutely correct. Chris Godwin actually leads the league in receptions with
Okay.
43. Zay
Goodness.
Flowers has 33 receptions and Amon-Ra has 31.
Yeah.
Honestly, a little more than I thought for Amon-Ra, but 43 for him to have 10 more is crazy. I mean, Chris Godwin's
Yeah.
really balling this year. Truly. Um, second to last one here. Who has more passing yards? It's Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, and Geno Smith.
I saw a graphic earlier. NFL posts it every week who's leading the passing.
Sounds
So
okay.
I did see this one. I saw it was Gino.
Okay.
But if I didn't know it was Gino, I would probably think it was Baker, honestly.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But Baker actually is last of these three guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
Geno
Gino.
has 1,778 yards.
Okay.
Joe Burrow has 1,578, and Baker Mayfield has 1,489. I was honestly a little shocked when I saw this online when I was like looking up ideas. I did not realize Geno Smith was. I was not familiar with his game. What can I say?
Yeah. Joe Burrow is his defense letting him down. He's having a
Is
really good
he
years.
has he's not the problem,
He's
but
not at all.
he really is not. And the last little graphic I got here is who has more rushing yards. All right, we got Jordan Mason, Derrick Henry, and Chuba Hubbard. Two
Uh,
guys last year I probably would have never expected. I don't even know if I could tell you who Jordan Mason was last year. Chuba Hubbard I
I
knew,
have no idea.
but yeah.
Be
So
Derrick Henry.
between these three guys, who you think's leading the league?
It's got to
Maybe
be
or
King. It got to
who's
be King Henry. It has to be
King
him.
Henry? I like it.
Yeah. Is it?
So
Is it?
it is King Henry.
It is. Yeah.
Um, I thought it's weird. So he's 704 yards right now rushing. He leads the league in rushing yards. He's looking like that prime Derrick Henry, like we talked about earlier. But
Yeah.
between Jordan Mason and Chuba Hubbard, Jordan Mason's actually second in the league with rushing yards
Really?
with 609. And then Chuba Hubbard's third in the league with 485. So the dip from
Wow.
second to third is it's a big margin. But for Chuba Hubbard to be doing it with as terrible of an offensive line as the Panthers have,
Mhm.
I think is pretty impressive. But then again, what are you going to do? other than run the ball at least 2 times a drive or
Yeah.
set of plays because
So how many rushing yards did Henry have?
he had 704.
704. They played 6 games, so he's averaging 117 a game, and
Wow.
times that by 17 games. He's on the border of on being on pace to get 6 yards off from being on pace to get 2,000. Do you think he can eclipse that by the end of the year?
No,
I don't think so either.
unfortunately, no. I'm curious as to what his like insane year. I'm trying to look up real quick.
Yeah, that
What his
2,000 yard
Yeah.
season. Yeah, he
So
was.
so he had one 2,000 yard season and that was it. So geez, oh my God. He's really on pace to look like that 2020 version of Derrick
He
Henry
is. He
again.
is. He's really close
Um
looking like
he's at 704 right now. Last year he finished at 1,167. His fun fact, his average yards per carry right now is higher than any other year though.
that. Okay.
So who knows? He's averaging 5.9 yards a carry. So, and he's already got, I want to put into context, he's already got 8 touchdowns, which is really high. He averages like between 10, probably right around 13 touchdowns a season. So he's
Yeah,
already at 8, which is crazy. That 2020 year he had 17. So he's really um he's really balling out this year.
he
So
is.
but with that, that's all the graphics I got. You got anything else you want to tell him at home?
No, I just wanted Miles Garrett to be a Lion so he can win the Super Bowl. That's really all I care about, bro. I know he doesn't want to be in Cleveland either. That's the crazy part.
But you know what? He's never gonna. I don't know about that actually. He's like a minority owner in like the Cavaliers or something like that.
He could still be the minority owner of the Cavaliers while playing for the Detroit Lions and actually
True.
attempting to be a Super Bowl champion.
I get.
Brad just has to make
I
that call.
agree.
That's it. That's it. Just Brad. Just call him. Say, I want Miles Garrett. I'll give you a first round pick and just see where it goes. Just go. That's it.
I listen. I don't know what's going on really, but as long as they're starting the conversation, as long as the
That's
conversation is
it.
rolling right now, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I got nothing else. On that note, we really appreciate you guys watching this all. Kind of feels like a lengthier video. I'm not too sure how long we were recording
We'll see.
here. We'll see how long it ends up being, but really appreciate you guys watching. If you made it this long,
We love talking about sports. We're
we
sorry,
do.
guys.
We do. We're passionate about it. I mean,
A lot happened.
we didn't even talk about college football that long today. We talked about the
We
NFL
did.
for
Yeah.
what feels
Hutchinson.
like 2 hours. I don't even know. Um,
Ah,
and to
Hutch.
think we'd have these conversations for context in these 20-minute lunch periods. Um,
Yeah.
didn't do us justice, honestly.
It probably went faster then because there's a lot more of the intense moments and yelling and shouting and maybe even
That
some
was
not
true.
nice words, even
That
some
was
not
true.
nice words going on. So
My
we got
family, I want to tell you, Evan, my family, they were talking to me and they're like, oh, Evan seems to love sports, but he doesn't seem as passionate as you do. And I had to reassure them. I'm like, I promise you, if these cameras were not on and we weren't trying to keep it a little professional, there would be screaming, there'd be pointing, there'd be yelling. Um, that's how it was at our lunch table when we were in high school, and that's how it still is when the cameras aren't on.
yeah, it is.
You should see the thing is Evan and I happen to agree on a lot of we have similar sports takes. We really do.
We
Um,
do. And a lot of
but
times during lunch, a lot of those people didn't have
a
similar
lot of those
sports
people had
takes.
opposing takes, and so when there's an
This is
opposing
dumb.
take that we thought was an obvious take, we would let it would be known.
Let them
You
know
know,
about it. Yeah.
maybe from Michigan State, we'll get a Michigan fan in here or something.
Oh, I hope not.
Let you unleash your wrath. But yeah, no. With
Oh
that being
gosh.
said, huge thank you if you made it this far in the video. We do appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you so much, guys.
Um,
We appreciate it a lot.
that's it for this video. So we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Make sure to follow us on Instagram as well. So
Yes, follow Instagram. Be more active on there.
yep, we'll be posting our graphics all there. If we would like to know who you're starting, who you're benching, who you're cutting on all the
Mhm.
graphics, feel free to comment. We'll do our best to respond to you guys as well. So thanks again. Have a great one.
Peace, guys.